What is going on, my friends? Cubs fan Han here, and I have got the one, the only, the legendary, the John Hollis descendant, Urzatron, on the channel today. What's going on, Urza?
Hey, man, I'm so glad to be back here. We've got some fun topics to talk about, and, man, it's going to be a good time.
So I've had you on the channel before, and if you guys still have not subscribed to Urzatron, please do. I gotta say, out of everyone who streams Grand Arena, Urzatron's my favorite to watch, even more than myself, because it's just the show that you put on is so funny. And so I just gotta say in front of all the nice viewers here that I really respect what you're doing, man. Keep it up.
All right, thank you so much, man. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about some important topics on these holotables, man. And
I love this format. I'm going to shift this back to you because look at the format Urzatron has on this. He's actually editing this video. And we've got like an ESPN style. Here's the topics on the side. We talked about the first 3 topics already over on Urzatron's channel. Link is in the description. Go check out the first half of this show first. And we're going to continue on with subject number 4, which is Karth and Juhani. Are they coming to the game or not? Wait, no. Should you farm them or not? What do you think?
Yes, you should be farming them. And
how aggressively? How high is your level of panic?
It is threat level midnight, as they say.
It's high.
We are at DEF CON 5 here. I gotta imagine this was a little bit of misdirection with the General Grievous stuff and the rework. A lot of resources being thrown that way. And I gotta say, man, I think that we need to be farming these two pretty aggressively.
Yeah.
And I know there was something you shared on Twitter. It was like basically the math behind what you need to be doing to get these guys all the way up to be in range of getting, whatever Sith thing is coming, whatever KOTOR thing is coming. What do those numbers look like? And can you share that with us?
Yeah, so the numbers were assuming that we only had 2 weeks until the event start, which means 21 days until the event close. And basically the TLDR of all of that was 28,000 crystals after all was said and done. And a big tip, and I actually saw this on Reddit. I don't remember who said it, but I saw this and I thought that's a really good point to make when you're spending crystals on refreshes, is you want to ensure that you're not spending crystals that are going to equate to more than 80 crystals per shard. Because then you get less value out of those refreshes as you get out of just buying the shipments. And so that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, pretty much if you want to have those 2 characters ready, assuming you've been farming the other 2 already, you should be close. I am, and I've done it free to play. You're going to probably need to have 20 to 30,000 crystals somewhere in that range. Not going to be paid, or not going to be a free to play event unless you've been hoarding. Do you think that's okay?
Yeah, I'm okay with this. And I set out the first Revan meta, and if this is indeed Darkside Revan or Darth Malik, I've kind of accepted that, I had a bunch of resources kind of pulled up for this Grievous stuff, and I'm pulling back on it, and I think I'm gonna redirect toward this and really try to go hard for this and see if I can get whatever it is. I just wonder if they're gonna have the packs like they had last time for Jedi Knight Revan.
I think they will. I think they will. They do for pretty much everything. The variable, and some people are wisely holding off on the last 50 shards for Bast of Fallen and Canderous, thinking that maybe they'll buy those packs, and that'll give them the boost that they need.
That's pretty smart, actually. I didn't think of that. I mean, I'm nearing a 6-star Basti, Dark Basti, and that'll free up some energy to really put into refreshes around Karth, because I think Karth is going to be the one that everybody kind of needs toward the end there to get him up. Right. He's in that
and something to keep in mind, because I know some people, every time we have a legendary event of any kind, people get touchy about being forced to farm certain directions. Number one, you don't have to farm anything if you don't want to. Do what you want in this game. I want to be at the cutting edge of what's new and what's meta, and so I'm panicking about it, and I want to be ready. But that said, even then, what do you get out of this? You don't just get whatever the new character is, assuming that they're coming. This is all speculation. But Karth and Bast of the Fallen are both very solid characters. Especially Karth, who is a character that I really want to have completely maxed out for Grand Arena. And so I don't feel bad. even outside of the context of being ready for presumably Darth Revan, I don't feel bad for putting resources towards Karth.
And here's my motivation now. I mean, I stream GA. You stream GA. It's our favorite mode. We're going to talk more about GA a little bit later on this video. But my motivation is not being left behind in GA. And that's,
Boom.
And that's why I had to go with
That's
the
how I
Falcon.
feel. Yep.
And I can't be left behind in GA. My brother, do you realize I'm going after my 7th Grand Arena Championship? I cannot be left behind. I can't disappoint the crew.
Are you undefeated?
I am undefeated, man. I've streamed every one of them.
Man, I can't say that. I've had some pretty rough losses, and you've done
well,
them all drunk, man. Come on.
You got a much harder GP bracket than I am. I'm sitting at a 3.2 mil, and it's wide open down there, buddy. It is a good time.
I've had a few easy ones, but I've had a few where I look at the mods and I'm just like, well, rip me.
Yeah, man, I had a really, usually everybody you reach out to is really cool. The guy I had in the finals last time was a total jerk. He was like sore loser to the match. First time ever, so
that's
disappointing.
Don't be a sore loser, guys. It's just a game. It's not worth it.
Usually, when guys like, I don't want to sound like I have a giant ego or anything, but when we reach out to like people in the community, they're like so pumped to be going against us and like to have their matches televised and to see how it all unfolds. This guy was like, "Oh, you got lucky. You got lucky."
I had a guy who like, because my name is different in game, and when I told him, I was like, "Hey, you want to watch the stream?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't think I really have time." And I was like, "Okay, well, if you do decide, here's a link to the stream." He's like, "Oh, it's you." He's like, "Oh, I'll watch."
Yeah. Oh, you.
Oh, yeah, you. That guy. Anyway. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about why we think it's Darth Revan and not Darth Malik, and I'm going to give part of my reason for this. Now, there's a couple things going on. Number one, probably the biggest thing that we have directly from the devs is the hint that we got, the "I'll be back meat bags" quote at the bottom of the road ahead. That is directly referring to HK47. And so to me, HK47 was a pretty strong ally for Darth Revan, and they were kind of buddy-buddy. That's a synergy that we have been lacking in this game. HK47 is a pretty strong link to Darth Revan. But then we also had this picture that accidentally showed up in a Game Changer video from a dev build with Capital Games. And what we're seeing here is Gamorrean Guard with 3 Zetas. Now,
I love it.
Is gonna have 3 Zetas? It's not Gamorrean Guard, is it?
I hope so, because I have a G12 Gamorrean Guard that I run.
Why does that not surprise me? That does not surprise me.
So I will tell you, if they give Gamorrean Guard Gamu, my beloved Gamu, 3 Zetas, I'm doing it. Yeah. I don't even care what they do. I'm doing it. I got to be that guy, because that's it's part of the flavor at the hall, man.
Right.
No, it's got to be just a placeholder graphic. I mean, it's either Malik or Revan. I mean,
but then if you look at this, the composition he's in is clearly Sith. HK47 is in one of them. And is Malik going to have 3 Zetas? I beg the question, would Malik be a Journey level character?
Right, and that's the point here, right? Only Journey level characters have 3 Zetas, so you're right.
I'm not convinced that a Malik is even legendary worthy, because Malik to me is pretty much the same level of lore as like Darth Sion and Darth Nihilus, based on what I remember from playing through those games, and they're both marquee characters.
Yeah, I'd say he's kind of like a Jango Fett level, maybe a little bit above Jango.
Marquee plus. Now they might legendary him still, just because he's badass. But I just don't. I don't think he's even legendary caliber necessarily. Definitely not Hero's Journey. And so to me, I think this is Darth Revan.
Do you think there's any possibility? Did you ever play SWGoH?
Yes, it's been a long time though. I played all those games as they came out, and it's been like 10 years.
Do you think there's any possibility that they could just, tie it all Old Republic together? I guess it doesn't. That makes no sense, because Dark Basti and then HK40. It's got to be Revan, right? Like this is.
It's got to be. Yeah. But we'll see. Highly speculative. This could mean nothing. We're just reading the stars like we always do. And even before this hit, I think a lot of us were thinking that something like this could be coming because of those 4 marquee characters we received that were KOTOR.
Could you imagine the swerve if this was all smokescreen and they're like, no, seriously, bro, Gamma's getting 3 Zetas? Could you imagine how amazing? That would be just next level troll right there.
We will both delete our channels if that happens. I'm making that commitment for you. No. Oh, man. All right, closing it out with our last topic, Grand Arena Sleepers. We have got 3v3 Grand Arena coming up, and what
is it 3v3?
I think, well, I should clarify. The assumption is that it's 3v3 because we've kind of been rotating between 3v3, 5v5. I don't think anything's been officially announced there. But what are, in your opinion, Urzatron, some of those sleeper characters that you should be hanging on to for your next Grand Arena, either offense or defense?
You know, I've got a picture of Lobot and 3PO and R2, and this little team I run explodes, where it's like, you know, so they're all rebels, so they're all exposing. It's real cool. It's a real fun team. But I'm gonna give you a weird one. How about a Savage lead with like Dark Basti and maybe like something else in there, some other, you know, maybe second tier Sith.
Okay.
Maybe it's like Sid or something, and that's a wild 3v3 comp. Because you think about it, you've got Savage lead, and he's doing the passive kind of cleansing there, and you've got added defense from Dark Basti, and his leadership provides a bunch of defense to Sith. I think you've got kind of like a poor man's Treya effect happening there, and if you use someone like Sid, who's notoriously squishy, I think you can get some interesting stuff going on there. I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't have a Zeta Savage, but what do you think?
Well, Zeta Savage, if you have him, I think Zeta Savage is one of the more underrated characters, especially for Grand Arena, like a great back wall character to really trip you up. Because his if you don't have a way to block his healing, yikes, that could be.
I mean, he's one of those guys where you have to bring enough DPS. It's like you got to bring Wigs or something, because if you don't have enough, you know, burst damage to burn him down, he just sits there just healing back up.
My sleeper for this Grand Arena is Stormtrooper Han lead. How do you like that? And this is a team. I
like it. The plan B.
Yeah, this is a team that I actually ran into in my last Grand Arena, and it was a challenging team. It's not meta. It's not anything that you're not going to that you're gonna have problems beating with Revan by any means. But this guy that I went against, and he actually got this W. He put Stormtrooper Han L3, Captain Han, Zeta, Vandor Chewbacca, and Barriss together, and that was actually a pretty challenging team to get through. You've got lots of revive, you've got lots of healing, lots of turn meter game from Stormtrooper Han. Great timeout team. If you don't have a way to manage that healing, manage those taunts, and manage the revives, then you could be in trouble.
Man, that is some strong just timeout synergy there. Did he have the Zeta on his ST Han?
Yes, Zeta on Stormtrooper Han's lead, Zeta on Barriss, Zeta on Vandor Chewbacca. No Zetas on L3 or Captain Han.
Yeah, that's super awesome. There was when the Rebels first got their rework, and they reworked all the original trilogy Rebels, and they gave them all Zetas and changed some of their abilities. Right. That was a very interesting team. I know you're not a huge Barriss guy, but that was a timeout team. Yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty interesting stuff.
Bottom line with Grand Arena, I think if you want to trip up your opponent, putting in things that they haven't seen before. So for me, what made this team so effective is I looked at it and I'm just like, what do I do with this? I've never seen anything like this. I know exactly what to do with bounty hunters, with Night Sisters, with Treya, with Kylo Ren unmasked. I know what to do with all these guys, but Stormtrooper Hanley, like, who is this guy? What's he gonna do to me? I just don't know. So, yeah.
There was a long time ago, many moons ago, where you could actually. I remember running Stormtrooper Han lead in arena with like.
Back in the day.
Yeah, with like Phasma.
The good old days. Oh man, those were the days. Those were the days when you put Phasma in any team. just for that
Yeah.
victory march, baby. All right, my friends, thanks for joining me and Urzatron for this video. Let us know what your thoughts are on these subjects below. And again, if you have not been over to Urzatron's channel, check out the first half of this video over there. And Urzatron, my parting question to you is, when will Lobot be the meta?
Oh, man, I don't know. When he gets those 3 Zetas. Come on, Top Hat. Come on, Carrie. Get him some Zetas. Come on, guys.
So, you heard it here first. Lobot is getting 3 Zetas confirmed, or
At least.
Urzatron will post a video of him doing the polka.
Yeah, yeah. Or I'll just make a. I'll make. That's how you get reworks these days, right? You just make rap videos and.
Hey, it
you
gets
put
it
them all
done.
together.
It gets it done. It gets it done. So, all right, my thanks, friends. Oh my gosh. All right, my friends, thanks again for joining us. And as always, my brothers, don't forget.
My dead body. Sorry about the mess.